Well, for the latest on the plight of the people there, we're going to talk to Caroline Gluck from the UN High Commission for Refugees, the UNHCR, who's in Baghdad. Caroline, we're getting really very disturbing reports about the condition of lots of these families in Falluja. What's the latest information you have?
Well, the numbers that Richard gave are correct, but the conditions for families are absolutely desperate, and they're worsening by the hour as the offensive continues. They cannot escape. Just a fraction of the 10,000 families who we estimate are in the city have actually left. Many are innocent civilians, women and children, and they are absolutely terrified. Families who've come out have told us that they've been living in panic and terror. In fact, in the last few months, life has been so difficult that many of the recently displaced told us that people have been committing suicide, that they've been putting their children in the river because they can't feed them. They just don't know what to do. And it's extremely difficult for them to escape to safety and to get the help that they desperately need.
We're seeing some images now, Caroline, of the government camp set up for displaced families. As you say, it's a small fraction of those who are now still stuck in Falluja. Not just terror, but a terrible shortage of food and medical supplies too. So not only are they living under extreme stress, but they're also starving.
Yes, I mean, this is a situation that has been going on for the last 2.5 years, but things have really got worse since December, when supply routes in and out of the city were cut. Families have told us that they've been eating rotten dates, expired rice, drinking water that's unsafe, that people have been dying in hospital because they haven't got the necessary medicines. Some families told us that prices are just astronomical now for food that is available. For example, a sack of rice can cost $800. For most families, they can't afford it, and many have told us that they're actually going through garbage to get scraps of food to feed the family. So desperate plight, and they really need to get out and to get some assistance.
We were talking about the military initiative, the Iraqi military initiative. What's being said there about the progress or the lack of progress being made, and where do you think this leaves those who are still stuck in Falluja?
I'm not a military analyst, but we are concerned that the longer this offensive continues with civilians stuck in the city, that there will be more casualties. What is needed is urgent, safe corridors for civilians to be able to leave and to get assistance.
But that's not really looking likely, given the fact that what's happening at the moment is Islamic State fighting back in some of these quarters.
Yes, I mean, the predictions at the moment is that this could be quite a lengthy battle. ISIL haven't caved in easily before, and this could be a very long fight. But the longer it continues, the more that we get concerned and the more that civilians are at risk. It really is a desperate situation.
And just a final word, because I know viewers will be wondering from the UNHCR's point of view, to what extent is it possible to get any kind of supplies in there in these circumstances?
Humanitarian agencies haven't been able to get into the city. That's the problem. We're providing assistance to families who've managed to make it out, but it's really a handful, a fraction of the number of families who remain inside. The government has done all it can to try and create safe corridors, but they don't control the territory. They've set up a hotline for families to call them, to say where they are, and they can get advice how to go to safer areas where the army are trying to extract them. But this is extremely difficult given the war that's raging around them at the moment.
Caroline, thank you very much for the update in Baghdad. Caroline Gluck there for us of the UNHCR with the update on what's going on.